June 2nd, 2022. We're doing Hilkhot Sedaqah. We're up to part 18. We're in Rambam, Hilkhot Matanot Aniyim, in the 9th Perek, Halacha Yod Zayin, 17. If you'll recall, in the last session from yesterday, we talked about a person who fell on bad times, even though he had properties and he needed to sell them. If he has to sell them or not. So Halacha 17. Hayu she'ar ha'adam mochrim beyoker. If the market was selling at a certain level, at a certain price, okay, nice expensive price, the market was high, it was a seller's market. Vehu eno Mosseri mi sheikach mimenu illa bezol, and he could not find anybody to buy from him except for a deflated price, for a cheap price, because the people know that he is pressed for money and he's busy trying to collect funds, so they figure they'll get some inexpensive deal out of him. This person is not obligated to sell his property. Rather, he eats from the Ma'aser Ani and continues to partake of the Ma'aser Ani until he's able to sell at the same price as everybody else. And therefore everybody will know he is not pressed to sell, and they're not going to be able to get some sort of deal out of him because they figure they could push him into a corner and get what they want at a much cheaper price, a below value price. Halacha Yud Het, number 18. Ani shegabulo kedei le'ashlim mahsoro. A poor person that they collected for him so they can complete his needs. Vehotiru al mashu sarich, and they collected more than what he actually needed. Hareham motar shelo. Even this extra also belongs to this particular ani, to this particular poor person. Umotar aniyim aniyim, and if they collected for poor people in general, so the extra gets put on the side and is given to aniyim when the need occurs. Mutar shibuyim, the shibuyim, they collected for people that were held captive, and they collected more. They put the extra aside for the next case that comes up when they may need money for ransoming a captive. Umutar shabuy leoto shabuy. But if they collected for one specific captive and they ended up collecting extra, the extra goes to this person because obviously he needs to get his self back on track and back into society, and he may need that extra money. Mutar metim lemetim. They collected for burying the dead, and now there's extra money. They put that aside into a fund for burying other dead people. Mutar hammet leyorashav. They collected for one particular deceased person, and now there's extra money. That extra money goes to the heirs of that deceased person. Final halacha in this perek, halacha Yud Het, number 19. Ani shenatan pirusa letamhui o piruta lakupa mekabbelim minnu. A poor person who gave a piece of food or bread or whatever it may be to the tamhui, or piruta, think of it as a penny, to the kupa, mekabbelim minnu, they accept it from him. V'im lo natan en mahayebin oto liten. And if he did not give, they do not go to him to obligate him to give. Now remember, in class number 2 of Hilkhot Sedaqah, from the 7th Perek, Halacha He, the last line, we said that the Ani is obligated to give. So how does that fit in with what we just read? The obligation is upon the Ani himself, but it's not upon the Sedaqah collectors to force him to give. That's the difference over here. So he's obligated to give, and if he gives, he gives, but if he doesn't give, they don't force him to give. If they have given him new clothing, and he returned to them old worn clothing, they still accept it from him. But if he did not give, they do not obligate him to give. We have now completed the 9th Perek, And Be'ezat Hashem, tomorrow we'll begin the final Perek Asiri.